அனைத்து யூபிஎஸ்சி ஆஸ்பிரன்ஸ்க்கும் வணக்கம். வர நவம்பர் 7ஆம் தேதியும் 8ஆம் தேதியும் நம்ம ஐஏஎஸ் பை ஹார்ட் அகாடமியோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எவர் வர்ச்சுவல் ஓரியன்டேஷன் ப்ரோக்ராம் நடக்க போகுது. இதுல இந்தியாவோட டாப் மோஸ்ட் எமினன்ட் ஆஃபீஸர்ஸ் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணி அவங்களோட யூபிஎஸ்சி எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸையும் அண்ட் ஃபோர்த் கமிங் எக்ஸாம்ஸோட ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிஸ் அண்ட் டிப்ஸையும் நம்ம கூட ஷேர் பண்ண ரெடியா இருக்காங்க. இதுல நீங்க பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணணும்னா www.ibhinfo.in இந்த வெப்சைட்ல போயிட்டு ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஜெயிக்கிற வரைக்கும் தோக்கலாம்.
Hello everyone, welcome to IAS by Heart. Today we are back with mains haste. After the prelims haste, we have planned the mains haste to give you all the possible important questions and the important arrangement, structure, the points to consider for the answer writing, and so that you will have a compilation of important topics for the coming mains, the UPSC format of the questions which are possible from different areas we are going to see in this series. I'm Vanam Tejasvi and I will be dealing with GS paper 2 area, the governance, constitution, social justice and international relations. First we will see one topic and from there we will take a question and we will analyze how that question is important and we will see the possible variations of the question also. Thereafter, we will be able to analyze the answer format. Okay. So the topic for now, which we are going to see the question is Indian Constitution, historical underpinnings, evolution, features, amendments, significant provisions and basic structure. So as you know that this is something which you have read for the prelims also, and this is very important area even for the prelims and mains, because this forms as foundation for rest of your total preparation of the governance and polity areas. What you understand here as a core essence will help you out in the complete preparation wherever you are dealing with the constitutional aspect of anything. So it's a very important area and UPSC always makes a point that they are going to ask at least one question from this area. So we will see how the possible kind of question will be from this. Like the questions can be like the mixture of static plus dynamic, like where they are connecting the static areas with the recent happenings and make the question more dynamic also, but they are touching that static points. Now here the question says, explain the right to privacy as a part of basic structure of the constitution and the increasing needs of personal data protection bill. So personal data protection bill, which is more in the recent discussions, and the connection between the right to privacy to the basic structure and both of these, how they are related to the personal data protection bill. So here, as you can see, I have underlined all the keywords which are mentioned in the question. So right to privacy is a discussion which is going on since 2 years, and almost more than that also the discussion is going on, but still since 2 years it has become more important. And after that, the recent increase in the cyber crimes and the data issues, the Cambridge Analytica and also the recent Google cases where the Indian government is also trying to solve the data issues. This is all public data, but still we are ready with the draft bill of personal data protection, and in that area obviously you can expect that one or the other variations will be touched in the UPSC area. So as we all know that first the basic thing which you have to do for the answer is you are supposed to write the introduction part. And in the introduction, what do you do usually is that you take the keywords and you try to explain the context in the introduction. And once you explain the context in the introduction, that will be creating that background for the answer which you are going to write. Like what is right to privacy and what is the basic structure of the constitution, then you are framing a ground for the answer. So the right to privacy in the recent times is described as the part of fundamental right. Before to that, in the KP Sharma case and also in the Karak Sharma case, we have discussed the right to privacy as the not a part of fundamental rights, and it can be a part of natural right, which can be overridden by the constitution or any of the government laws or the parliamentary laws if necessary requirements are provided. So here it is not like that. Later in the Puttuswamy case, where we have seen that Aadhaar issue has come into the surface, more than 20-25 complaints have come, and then at that point of time they have described the right to privacy as a part of fundamental right under the article 21. So under the article 21 we said that right to privacy is provided to the people. Natural right concept is little different compared to fundamental right. Fundamental rights are justifiable. Fundamental rights are protected by the constitution. Natural rights are important ones which are provided to anyone in any part of the world. As soon as they are born, they will be considered as a natural right. So natural rights are like example right to live and right to do your work or right to have food. So these are all natural rights where they don't need any government sovereignty constitution to be provided. And in the recent Puttuswamy case, the court has clearly said that fundamental right, also the right to privacy includes in the fundamental right, and right to privacy also includes as a part of natural right. So you understand that it was a bench of 9 members. Earlier, the KP Sharma case had 8-member judicial bench. In that, they declared that it is not a part of fundamental right, but finally, like we have decided that it is a part of fundamental right. So we know that the implication of the fundamental rights depends upon the judiciary, and as of now the right to privacy is very very important because of the country's welfare development, and all the process is going into the virtual platforms, and there is more and more data available in all the areas with the government. So how the government is making a possibility to make the right to privacy a reality is an issue. So on this background we have decided this area as an important topic to discuss. So already this topic is discussed by the UPSC, but still, as the draft personal data protection bill is ready, and we consider that how it can be interlinked. So first you have to discuss the introduction, explain the keywords. I hope that you know about the basic structure. So the Keshwan and Bharti, and how we have involved the basic structure to protect the essence of the constitution, and then you describe that it is a part of fundamental rights which are the parts of basic structure of the constitution. So obviously the right to privacy is an inevitable part of the basic structure of constitution. That's how you are going to convince them. And other thing, you can give the example of it being said as a natural right also by the Supreme Court. So this you try to convey first, like making the question the possibility, and showing that yes, it is a part of basic structure right now. And thereafter they have interlinked it with the data protection bill. So the draft data protection bill has come into existence after the Justice B.N. Sri Krishna Committee report. So B.N. Sri Krishna Committee report has come in the end of the 2018. The case Puttuswamy case happens in 2017, and then after analyzing the report in various possibilities, we have made the data protection bill a reality. So that bill is the whole essence to protect right now. It means that the personal data which is with the government in various forms, how we are going to take care of it. What is a data server and how you are going to transfer the data? Is the data traveling from this country to another country? And what are the provisions we are going to show for the protection of this data? So this everything is discussed in that bill clearly. You can give a read or a single read for that bill. And the next important thing which you have to consider here is, did you connect it with the basic structure and the data use, how the privacy issue is coming in the data use? So privacy issue is related to the public area and also to the private area. The recent TikTok ban and the PUBG ban is also related to the privacy issues only. And so this area is continuously being in the news again and again. So in the data protection bill, we have summarized the areas into three categories. The general data, which a person has, like your date of birth and basic address, you try to provide everywhere. And then the sensitive data, which is your preferences, your party preferences, your personal choices, different things, and which you don't want to easily reveal to anyone because they might use it against you, and it might be relevant to the market information also. Then the critical data information. So the critical data information is important here. So the critical data information is anything which is related to the country, the sensitive data which is going to affect the rest of the people. So all these things will be considered as a critical data. So here you have to interconnect it with the recent increase in the cyber crimes ratio also, like how the photos or how the information is available everywhere, how the financial system is not very well protected, and how the major of the welfare schemes are moving into the digital India concept. Because if you observe the question, the word need they have asked, what is the need of personal data protection bill? So you tell the provisions and you tell them that there are 75% of the cyber crimes increased in the last year, and the political concerns and also the market demand concerns and the monopolization of the social media informative issues, the recent issue between the court and the Supreme Court and the government, like where the court has asked the government in the UPSC Jihad case, if you have remembered, the Sudarshan TV news issue which has come onto surface. The Supreme Court has asked the government to keep a control on the TV channels. At that time, the government has raised the issue about the data privacy issues of the social media, especially the YouTube hate speech, and how they are using the data to provoke the individuals, etc. So this area is very much into the discussion, and now you have to show that it is the time that it is properly regulated. And that's why we are supposed to protect the information of every individual with a proper authority. So according to the personal data protection bill, you will have an autonomous authority where they are going to issue the regulations, and according to that all the apps or all the various platforms are going to work, and they are going to have a data protection officer also. So all these informations you will be able to get when you are reading that data protection bill. And then show the necessity that most of the schemes now India is going to release, the health reforms which we are trying to bring, they are all e-health reforms, digital health reforms, like the Heal Health policy, providing a doctor online, keeping your information online, having a health profile card for every individual, or bring it to the education, the educational reforms which we are thinking, everything, it is all related to the major areas of the digitalization only. So on that process, what do we understand is that majorly the security needs to be provided for everything which is happening into the data or the online protection. So you can write 4 or 5 points about the necessity and write about the provisions of the data bill, and then conclude in a positive way that it is inevitable that the technology involves into our life, and it is inevitable that we need to have a separate regulations and the authority to control this area. So in that way, hardly if you get 15, 16 individual points with whatever the examples or the court cases I have mentioned, then it will be a very good answer. So the variations in these questions are like in various forms you might be able to get it. The point is that how well you are going to revise this area, because 100% we are expecting this related area question into the exam. Okay. So once again, you can check the question. What was the question? Explain the right to privacy as a part of basic structure of constitution and the increasing need of personal protection bill. So now let's move on to the next question. The topic is the functions, responsibilities of union and the states, issues pertaining to the federal structure, devolution of powers, finances up to local levels, and challenges therein. So the question which we are trying to frame from here is, so that you can practice it: address the role of finance ministry in managing the new economic crisis. Finance ministry is the key point here, static, and this is the dynamic part. Explain the provisions of new insolvency and bankruptcy code of 2020. So this is the important thing which happened in the pandemic time recently. So the 2016 the code has come, and then we have suspended it. Thereafter again we have implied it in the pandemic period. Now we are framing the 2020. UPSC is always ahead in all these measures, so that's why we have taken this issue. Okay, so first, as we have seen already, the drill, that you have to write the introduction. In the introduction you are going to describe the keywords and frame a background to the question. So what you are going to do here: talk about the finance ministry, the role of the finance ministry in framing the budget, fiscal policy, and involving with the RBI to manage various problematic issues in a stabilized way. So thereafter you are going to talk about the new economic crisis, why this new economic crisis have come, the pandemic and the lockdown, the low productivity, the increasing demand, and how all these areas are creating different kind of issues which the country has not seen, like the contraction of the GDP, which is minus 23%, and the more contraction into the services sector, construction sector, the fall of the tourism, the fall of the education area. So all these things are a heavy burden on the fiscal policy only. So now once you explain that in 2 points, you're going to come to the finance ministry's role and what exactly they'll be able to do and where they have adjusted the problems. So the fiscal policy is something which the finance ministry prepares. The monetary policy is something the RBI prepares or manages. So here we are going to address the GDP crisis and talk about the increasing inflation, the balance sheet recession, and NPA. I have taken all the keywords which you are supposed to mention. You don't need to describe them. This is like not an essay. So obviously, if you use the keywords, then it means that you are aware of these things which are the problems for the finance ministry right now. And after you analyze the problems, the next important thing which you are going to talk is what the finance ministry has done. So the finance ministry is trying to increase the productivity. We have unlocked down measures and we are providing large number of loans, and we have increased the gold monetization percentage also. And then we are trying to do the debts restructuring. The insolvency and bankruptcy code is related to that only. The non-performing assets issues which we are addressing, that is also related to the debts restructuring. So the debts restructuring is a very important thing what the finance ministry always tries to adjust. Then the important schemes which we are running right now, the Pradhan Mantri Kalyan Yojana, or like you are talking about any other incentive scheme also, it is all the additional income support, how we are going to address the areas which are completely lost their livelihood in the pandemic period. And thereafter the next thing is increasing the public spending. So the public spending we are trying to increase in various ways, and we are trying to regenerate many of the areas. This you can write about various other examples in the world, like eat out, or like how we are reforming certain areas, and how we are expanding the different sectors in connectivity to the different sectors, the e-hearts and the nutritional programs recently. So everything the government would try to inculcate a kind of sustainability. The demand and supply should move on. So the tax reforms is the important thing. How the finance ministry has recently removed the compound interest and the tax cuts information, and also the loans which she has Nirmala Sitaraman, she was talking about the GST loan which she wanted to take from the RBI to compensate in the meantime. All these things you will be able to address them. So this is half of the answer only, because they have asked about the insolvency and bankruptcy code. So this code you will be able to read it, and everywhere it is available. Background is important here. This code is related to the all the companies or the group of people who are unable to continue their business because of the pandemic or the new economic crisis right now. So how they will be able to file it, how they will be able to get it back, that is the important point. Here the adjudication authority are supposed to write, and the company's tribunal which is going to address these issues, and how an individual can also file, how a company can also file it. And we are trying to increase everything into the time bound mechanism. That is an important thing here. So decreasing the time period and initiating it from both the ends, and showing an alternative mechanism so that the job loss will be less, and the financial system will be addressed at the beginning period only, rather than seeing it at the worst stages. So this you will be able to understand when you see the code very well. And in this way you can write the points. So this is just an attempt to explain you that what points you are supposed to cover and what topics are important for the mains. So hope this session was useful. And one thing which you have to remember here is that any concerns you have or any other issues you have, you can comment down, so that we will be able to improvise it accordingly. And it's not a classroom, it's just an effort to make you understand what are the kinds of mains questions, and how you will be able to include various points in the answers, and what are the important topics which are for this mains, upcoming mains. Okay, thank you everyone.